What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Iron Obsession Podcast. I am your host, Anson, and today I have a very special guest. I'm joined by Josh Jefferson, aka the Moses of Muscle, who is a NPC Classic physique competitor, as well as a physique coach, co-host in the One More Rep podcast, also host or co-host in the Next Up podcast, and owner of Pivot Gym in Mineola, New York. Did I get all that right?
Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
Sir.
Glad to have you
here. It's
here,
still weird to hear co-hosts of One More Reps. Because, I'm always shocked that I'm still on there. Some of the things that I say, I'm like, I just sit there and I'm like, yeah, Joe's kicking me off this thing at some point soon.
Man, it's an essential part of the vibe. You got Austin, who's just like chill, and then you got Joe, who's up here. Then you got you'll just insert your opinion sometimes, and it's like always, it brings a lot of levity to some of the conversations that need it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun dynamic we have, and
oh yeah.
I met Joe a long time ago, but I met Austin technically before Joe at Junior Nats, and it was very, very funny how the whole thing kind of worked out. I was backstage and I flexed for him, and he was like, "Yo," poked my chest and just sank in. He was like, "You need carbs and salt ASAP."
That's crazy.
I was like, "I don't know what to do." It was nice because it was nice to have both of them around for that prep too, because it was like there were things that I definitely didn't agree that were going on, and bouncing things off of them as hypotheticals, but I think they both knew I was talking about myself.
Yeah, I had a similar situation with, I was talking with Joe in my rebound, same type of thing. Some things were going on, I'm like, don't know how I feel about this. What do you think? And bounce off some ideas. So I get that for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have both of them as a soundboard, and all the people who are fans of the One More Rep podcast, all the people who are subscribed, it's a really cool community to be a part of. Yeah. So I'm very thankful to be in it. The Next Up podcast, me and my boy Colin, you'll see that's becoming more of a kind of banter type of thing.
It's great.
It's hard because he's already next up, man. He already did it.
Yeah,
now it's just me.
So, well, you're. I was tempted to put in the intro for you. Soon to be IFBB Pro, because it's coming, man. It's right here.
You know what, man? For the entire offseason last year, I said that. I said, I'm winning the fucking overall. Nobody's taking that shit from me. I'm winning it. And then I went to Junior Nats, and I got off the plane. I went hypo. I wasn't able to really look the part. And I got east, and I was like, I'm never saying this shit again. And since that point, all I say about this upcoming season is I want to be damn hard to beat. I don't care if I lose per se, but you are going to struggle to beat me. So I do care a lot if I lose. If I lose, I'm going to be a fucking head case. But that's how I'm convincing myself this go around is I just want to be damn hard to beat.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's all you can do, right? And this is something I was just listening to that podcast you did with Colin, and it's about, or I don't know if it was that one or it was another one, about controlling your controllables. We can't be upset if someone shows up and they're just better. You're going to bring your best, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. You never know when Phil Heath or Keon Pearson's just going to be on an NPC show. But it's, I always say this, at every show, there's one freak. There's always one freak. You just hope it's not in your class, or you hope that it's not, in your division or whatever. But here's the thing. You can be that freak.
Yeah.
So show up, be the freak. Fuck it. Why not? Why can't you? So I don't know. I don't believe you could outwork genetics to a degree, but you could be the freakiest motherfucking version of yourself and be damn hard to beat every time. So
exactly. Yeah. And I was talking with Joe a little bit. We had just recently decided what show I was going to do for this upcoming season, or this season rather. And one of the highlights for me in picking the show that I picked is Gilko is going to be doing the pictures and video.
Fire.
So it's man, I win or lose, it's going to be my best look ever, and I'm going to be able to capture that through arguably probably he's got to be in the top 5 bodybuilding. I don't know if you call it producers or I guess photographers of all time. He's phenomenal.
I gotta say, other than you got the classic
yes.
Animal Pack. I forget the guy who did that, but in the modern day, I would say he's one of 2.
Yep.
See, sorry, that's my boy Dustin at Natural Body.
It's all good.
He showed up to the gym.
operating out of the home base here, Pivot Gym. So,
Yeah,
a little interruption here and there ain't no problem at all. But getting into your backstory here, I just kind of want to go over a brief intro to what got you into bodybuilding, what got you into competing, and I'd like to delve a bit into your history as a gym owner.
yeah. So funny enough, I actually just told this story to two guys who just walked in for a day pass.
Nice.
At around 12 years old, I got told I was. So I went to my town for middle school. I was a pretty decent football player. I was small, but I was good. Um, and I was trying to work out, and I was getting told I was going to start on varsity as like a ninth grader.
Nice.
And I was in seventh grade, going into eighth grade. I was 12 years old, and I went to the local gym. The whole backstory of this is hilarious now. The manager got arrested for selling steroids to the Lindenhurst wrestling team. So it's like funny how I became full circle now. But I was like 12 years old, and they told me I couldn't train there, and I was like, "But why?" And my mom even was like, "He's about to play varsity football in a year. Like he's got to get bigger."
Mm.
And they pretty much told me no unless she was there with me. So we joined a different gym. Um, and then Sue, my godmother, brought me to the gym every single day. And we did 3 sets of 15 across the board on every exercise. And then we did 45 minutes of cardio afterwards. And I lost like 30 pounds. And something in my head just kind of clicked. And I was like, I'm going to own a gym.
Mm.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm going to own a gym. And I was 12 years old. 10 years later, I somehow fucking did it.
Nice.
I still I couldn't put the pieces together how it happened at all. But like it did happen. Um, Also, like I said, Sue, back in like the 90s, I used to go to Bev's. She was like pretty cool with Palumbo.
Mm.
She like me and her went to the Bev's like seminar or whatever that they do a couple
Mm-hmm.
years ago. And like Jay came up to her and hugged her like he was like homies with her. And I was like, "You know Jay Cutler?" She was like, "Yeah, kind of." I
That's
was like,
awesome.
"What?" So yeah, she's got a pretty cool story, and she just brought me into the gym, and I like fell in love with it once I realized that like you could change how you looked.
Mm.
Um, when I was in like middle school and stuff, I get bullied for being chubby.
Same here.
So when I got the chance to kind of change that, I did, and it's something that I just kind of lived with. So
Mm.
that's what got me started with like the bodybuilding, and I guess the owning the gym too. They
Yeah.
kind of coincided with each other. Um, After I graduated college, I went from college to where I played Division I football in college. After that, I graduated. I worked for Enterprise, and I realized very quickly I could not work for someone else.
Mm.
I was the type of employee who asked, like, "Was that my job description?"
I'm right there with you.
So it was like once I realized that, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna have to get out of here at some point, or I'm gonna need a way higher paying job for them to turn around and be able to tell me what to do."
Yeah.
And the opportunity kind of struck. Thank you to that thing that happened in 2020. I think you still get like banned on YouTube if you say
I
it.
ain't worried about
But
it.
yeah, so like thankfully that happened, and gyms started going out of business. So gyms
Mm.
were cheap to buy. So I just kind of got lucky, and I found Ultimate at the time, and Ultimate had like a pretty loyal community. It had been there since 1986.
Mm.
And I came in and I kind of shook shit up. I was the fifth or sixth owner. I was the first one of any sort of color, and I was about 30 years younger than the next youngest owner.
I
So I
think
came
the
in, I started
age,
playing rap music.
or sorry to cut you off. I think honestly, age is almost one of the hardest things for people to get over. I've had so many issues with older gym members that have been there for, longer than I have. I've been there for 10 years now, but there are guys that have been there for 30 years. It's like, for whatever reason, you get like a 50, 60, 70-year-old person. They just do not want to listen to somebody in their 20s. It's
No,
wild.
I would have members quit because I'd move a piece of equipment.
That's crazy.
Like I moved a shoulder press across the gym, and somebody came in the next day and canceled their membership. The reason for canceling was because I got rid of the machine because they couldn't find it.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So safe to say, Ultimate was a very toxic kind of culture. And it just honestly, I hated going there at the very end. I don't think I've said that on a podcast yet, but like at the very end of owning that place, I was just sick of showing up. I did not want to be there. And like, I definitely got a bad reputation. I was short with people. um, and like prep short with people,
Yeah.
but all the time.
Mm.
I didn't want to talk about anybody. I would have headphones in all day long. I would just walk Delilah if I wasn't with a client, and that was it. And I was really cool with my clients, which thank God that came or that happened. But like one of my clients even checked me once. He was like, "Bro, you're being a dick."
Mm.
And I was like, "My bad, completely my fault." I was like, I'll fix it. This won't happen again." Um, but like I'm very blessed to be in the situation I'm in now.
Yes.
I love Pivot. I love this, but like everything about this place is just insane. It's incredible.
You can see
Right
it.
now, Keisha Cole Love is playing over my head right now. I can hear it. And not a single person is making a reaction to the fact of like there is some very loud, soft ass music playing. Because it's just part of the vibe here. Like, hey, listen, you might catch a song that's Whitney Houston, and then it's gonna be Five Finger Death Punch right after. Like,
Nice.
it's just it's part of the vibe here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've had similar issues with music too. Like I'm a big heavy metal guy. Like heavy metal stuff. I would not probably play at the gym. I've played sometimes, and it definitely has caused some issues. To me, that's a really weird thing that people care about that because everybody works out in headphones, right? You ever had somebody complain to you about music and they're literally wearing fucking headphones?
I've had people complain to me about music and throwing headphones at them and then charge their account $5.
That's crazy. That is such a flex move to do that.
Yeah, I go, oh, I'm sorry, you can't do this. And I had like wired iPhone headphones. I go, you got an iPhone or you got an Android? And they're like, Android. I was like, all right, cool, take these. It's $5. I got you.
Wow.
So like, I'll just charge it to the account. Half the time I wouldn't charge them, but I'd be like, it just proved the point of like you could
Mm.
just put headphones on.
Yeah.
I, working at the desk, cannot put headphones on unless you guys don't want to be able to speak to me.
Yep.
So it was something that was definitely a big pet peeve back then.
Mm.
Now I think I post on the Pivot Gym page once a week. Who wants to add your songs to the playlist?
That's
Because
nice.
this is more of a community than anything. It's like if I don't care what's playing. Like I do my top sets to Keisha Cole Love. I do my top sets to Whitney Houston. I don't care. So if you really care that much, well, here your song's on the playlist, but you're not more important than anyone else.
Yep.
Everyone else put their song on too.
Yeah, that's what
And that's how
I've
it should
tried.
be.
Yeah, absolutely. Making it a community, like you said, that's really what I've tried to do over the past couple of, really the past year or so when I've started to come into my own with it. Because I'm not the sole owner of the gym; it's me and my dad. We've been here since, I want to say 2016, something like that. And the place
Yeah.
has had 25 different owners. Probably Jay Cutler, actually, speaking of him earlier, was at our gym, and it was either '09 or '11. I don't remember. It was either yeah, I think it was '09. It was his comeback year, I believe. And he was doing he was signing stuff. We got a picture of him behind the front desk, stuff like that. And I've just been trying to create a bit more of a community for the place as I've come into my own with it. We have a lot of power lifters, and like I was mentioning off air, we have a bit more old school equipment, whereas you've got like super modern, awesome equipment. We're still lagging a bit behind. We got to upgrade here shortly. We're mostly hammer strength, Dynabody, Life Fitness, probably some other brands that I'm forgetting here and there. But other than that, mainly free weights, dumbbells, and we actually have a specific area for power lifters with the fancy kilo plates, monoracks, everything you need to compete in a powerlifting competition. And we're actually hosting a powerlifting competition in
Awesome.
March. So that's what most of my community consists of because unfortunately there's not a super big bodybuilding culture where I'm at. You really got to go to Raleigh or Charlotte in North Carolina to get too much into the bodybuilding culture. But where you're at, I'm sure there's an awesome culture for bodybuilding. So was it pretty natural for you to establish that there, or like, 'cause like you said, at Ultimate, it went back to 1986, I think you said. What was the distance between Ultimate and Pivot? Like, how far did you have to move?
About 20 minutes,
Okay.
depending on traffic. But kind of to go into that question. So funny enough, Ultimate has a very crazy history.
Okay.
Ultimate opened a month before Bev's did.
Ah.
So Ultimate originally had, because the original owner, his name was Bob Cardona, great guy. He used to come to Ultimate still all the time. Bob was a competitor, and Bob was friendly with Frank Zane and Tom Platz, who had been to Ultimate Gym.
Ah.
Um, I mean, shit, Andrew Jack walked in at one point just randomly to come do cardio. Um, so like there's a crazy history of bodybuilding at Ultimate because Bevs wasn't around yet.
Mm.
So once Bevs is kind of open, yeah, there is that crazy bodybuilding thing. But I'm going to be honest with you. What I've found when it comes to the community of Bevs and the community of bodybuilding here is this is a lot less showy.
Mm.
People are not coming here because they are trying to, per se, win a pro card. People are coming here to just train really fucking hard. And like that's the only thing I personally want to be known for.
Mm.
That's the only thing I want this gym to really be known for is like this is a place you come if you're looking to get results. Because everyone in this is in this for the same reason. And like we're trying to create something. Luckily I have like Joe from Lift Fucking Heavy. And he's like fully bought into that ideology as well. So it's me and him kind of leading the charge on like the intensity aspect. I posted on my story today of like, me screaming at him on the leg press. What you don't see, or if you now go back and look at it, you'll see there's plates still on the hack squat behind me because I just finished my set, got off the machine, saw him on there, and was like, all right, it's time to go. Like, I
Nice.
just finished my set. It's your turn now. And that's kind of the community that we're like fostering here. And you lead from the front type of thing. Like
Yeah.
when you have a community of people or you have people in the gym and they see that you're just going ballistically hard and you're pushing the guys next to you or the 4 or 5 people in the gym also really hard, you're making noise and you're having a good time and like shit, I dance in the middle of fucking leg press sets. Again, I'm also high as shit when I train legs. So like whatever. But like I turn around and I make sure that like I'm having a good time and everyone around me is feeling that same sort of energy. Um, because if you're not like, honest to God, what the fuck is the point?
Damn straight.
We're doing something that quite literally hurts us on a daily basis because we're choosing to. We're voluntarily going through a fuck ton of pain.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm gonna make this shit fun as hell for myself while I'm trying to die. And I hope that everyone else around me is gonna have a great time too.
Hell yeah. Leading from the
So
front is
that's
huge. Leading from the front is
yeah,
huge, man. It's like I said, unfortunately, it's not a big bodybuilding culture around where I am, and not to toot my own horn. I'm 25. I have a lot of guys who are like 19, 18, 20 coming up to me like, "Hey, there's nobody else doing this in this area. There's no gym like your gym. We want to come here. We want to help build up this culture of this," and that's been really cool to see over the past the
yeah.
past year or two. Yes.
Lean into the like 19 and 20-year-olds because that's your future. Those are your future members for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Mm.
Right. So like give them as much as you humanly can. Listen, the 19, 20-year-old kids are fucking annoying. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to turn around to act like they're not. But at the same time, like, because of TikTok, because of CBOM, because of all this, they just want to learn. They're annoying
Yes.
because they don't know their ass from their foot yet. It's not because they're just trying to be dickheads. So,
Yeah.
like, lean into those kids. Teach them as much as you can. Teach them about all the things you fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I'm very open about all the things I've fucked up over time. And like, there's a long period of time I didn't talk about like the special subs, especially to the kids around here. But now when they ask me, like I'll give them honest answers, mainly because they can find it online.
Yep.
So I'd rather them come from somebody who they trust to tell them the truth as opposed to some random TNF on fucking TikTok. Sorry for all my cursing, but like that's not those aren't real life results. That's not going to tell them what they need to know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you learn more from those mistakes than anything, man. Like I've been working out since I was 15, and most of that was from like a football and powerlifting background. I learned so much shit wrong. Like I couldn't squat correctly for probably 8 years, and I've not really done too much of a back squat lately. Joe's moved me more over to hack squat and leg press, and that's actually been great for me. I'm just personally not built to back squat. I've got a bunch of issues I've talked about on the podcast before, but I learned a lot of those bad habits when I was these kids' age, that a little bit younger, maybe 16, more so than 18. And it's hard as hell to unlearn those habits. So if you can get somebody to point you in the right direction earlier, the better.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I was blessed with the fact that I had some pretty solid trainers growing up,
Yeah.
but it was all just because of football.
Hmm.
Um, So like, yeah, at my high school we would squat. I had a trainer who, we would only do legs. Actually, gym equipment. So John Booz,
I think so. Yeah.
Mass Systems,
Yes.
MASS. Yeah. So John was one of my trainers.
Nice.
I used to go to his house. He lived like 10 minutes from me. I'd go in his basement. I'd die on that fucking vertical leg press, and it was crazy because like when I sit there now and I try to if I go to bed, they have a John Boone's machine there. And I'm like, yo, that was my guy. Like, I could text him right now and he might not remember who I was. It was over like 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But like, I used to be in this man's basement hanging out with his wife while I waited for my mom to pick me up. So it's just like, it's funny how it all comes full circle and you learn so much throughout the time. And, those learning good technique at a young age is so important.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it's almost to a degree making the mistakes.
Hmm.
Making the mistakes is what's going to turn around and propel you forward. But if you can learn from somebody else's mistakes and you never go down that route, you never get hurt, you're going to be in a way better spot.
100%.
So,
And social media was just kind of starting to kick off when I really started to get into lifting around 2016 or so. Man, nowadays nobody has any excuse to have shitty form or to not know how to train hard with all these examples we have on social media, YouTube, stuff like that. But have you noticed people will have amazing form off the rip, but that intensity is something that is a little bit harder to get over a screen. Like for me, for example, I knew how to train hard out of day one with a football background, but unfortunately, they didn't care about my technique. They just cared about my effort. They didn't care if it was a quarter rep or a half rep. As long as, there was blood coming on my nose, that's all it took, right?
yeah, I think that's something that's either taught at a younger age or honest to God, you just don't have it.
Yeah.
It's a you have it or you don't type of thing, is what I've come to realize. Um, Especially if you're training with someone. Like, if someone has it because if they can't finish the set, they're outside throwing up. Right. Like I had this kid I train with on Sundays. He's a really good kid. And like 2 leg days in a row, he couldn't make it past the leg press. The leg press is a third exercise.
Hmm.
So it's like he's throwing up in the middle or outside in the back of the gym. And I'm like, yo, can you please throw up in the toilet so Delilah don't eat that shit? But like, yeah, I am that type of dickhead. I went outside while he was throwing up. I was like, yo, can you please pull that back in and just go and do that in the bathroom so that she doesn't move it?
That's
He was
great.
like, bro. And I was like, yo, listen, it's my set on the leg press. I also need you to stop me.
Oh, man.
Um,
That's awesome.
but like either they have it or they don't. If you don't have it, that's fine. Do more sets. If you
Yep.
do have it, do less sets and just send it. Because there is nothing more impressive than somebody who can stay under control in a set and go to failure and just literally off their shit. But like still got a 3 second tempo on the way down, still pausing in the bottom.
Yep.
That's impressive as hell. I don't care if you got 6 plates on a half squat and you did it for 3 reps. I care that you took 4 plates for 20
Yeah.
and they were perfect. And that last 3 looked like they were not going to move.
Exactly.
So I think intensity is either you just inherently have it or it's taught to you at a young age.
Hmm.
It's not something that you learn through time. You get better at it, but like, how many times have you seen? I mean, I hate to throw him under the bus like this, but I'm absolutely using Colin, right? Colin is a pro bodybuilder who I buried in a back workout before he turned pro.
Hmm.
So, did he know how to train hard? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he knew how to train that hard.
Yeah. There's
How
levels to
far
the
are
shit.
you willing to go? Are you willing to turn around? You have a gun to your fucking dome, and they're saying you got to get one more rep or else it's over.
Hmm.
Yeah, everyone could get it then, but if somebody turns around and has like a piece of candy in front of you and it says you get one more rep, you get to have this piece of candy. There's not that inherent like life or death drive.
Yeah.
So now you got to figure it the fuck out. You got to decide, hey, listen, like either I got this or not. And another thing I like to use is like, you're already in pain, get something from it. I heard it from Eric Thomas a long time ago.
Hmm.
Like it already sucks. You're on rep 15 of a 20 rep leg press. I promise you 12 through 15 sucked.
Hmm.
You might as well just finish it because otherwise you left those 5 reps on the table for what?
Exactly.
So,
A lot of times it's like they don't even know how much is left in the chamber. I had this one client I was working with. He sent me a video of a set, and I happened to be at the gym literally right after he got off the leg press. And I'm like, dude, this is not how I taught you to do the leg press. You had 20 more reps in the chamber. He thought piston reps meant to go fast up and down and just not stop. But as you've been shown by Joe and stuff, and I'm sure you knew yourself, we're going slow, controlled, pausing, exploding up, not locking out all the way, repeat. So I went over there and I walked him through a set. I had him take a plate off of each side. I think he got 34 reps versus 10 reps on the set that he had done prior. And he probably had more, but he racked it just because he was about to cramp up. People
I
don't
was
know
gonna
what they
say,
have.
and that's the problem is that like when you finally have somebody who's in your ear, like, no, you got another one, no, you got another one, no, you got another one. You'll find intensity,
Yeah.
but can you then replicate that? Because I guarantee the next time that he goes on there, he's putting that plate back on
Yep.
and he's gonna do it how he did, just simply because that's what's comfortable for him. That's what's safe for him. He's not going back to, let's say you have 2 plates on the bar, the 34 repper and saying, all right, I'm gonna mimic this and make sure that I get 35 reps, or I'm going to mimic this with one more plate and do it right. Because what's our learned movement patterns are what's safe to us. So, hey, this feels safe on a hack squat where I just bottom the thing out and bounce off the floor and come back up with a band on it. Yeah, but you know what's not, what doesn't feel safe or feels like that band's not there is when you pause in the bottom of a hack squat.
Yes.
Like, oh shit, my knees feel like they're going to come out the sides. Like, that is a completely different level of like intensity that you pull up and you go through that like most people are not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that's part of bodybuilding and definitely part of football is like get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you play defense at any point in your life, you'd understand that you are uncomfortable as fuck if you're in the second or third line of like a defense. You play safety. What position did you play?
I played nose tackle. It was private school 8-man football. It's not even the same sport to be honest with you, but yeah.
All right. So like I'll give you an example of like for me personally, like fish out of water, just didn't care. I went down to an All-American game in Florida.
Hmm.
I played against some rather big names, or played with some rather big names. Tremaine Edmonds, Terrell Edmonds, Saquon Barkley, Baker. Like there was a bunch of dudes there. Jabril was there just in attendance. He's a year older than I am. It was a pretty cool game, right? And we had 9 linebackers and 3 safeties.
Ah.
The coach just looked at all linebackers and my fat ass at 250 pounds at the time. They go, any of the linebackers want to play safety? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. I had no offers at the time. There was nothing for me to lose. First play, tackle for loss. Second play, made somebody fumble on out route. Third play, knocked somebody out of bounds on a go ball on cover 2.
Damn.
They were testing me. They said 3 plays in a row. We're gonna test this motherfucker. This bat, some bitch, right? Next thing I know, I walked out of that practice. I had an offer, just because I was like, "Hey, listen, this is gonna suck. I know what cover 2 means. I know what cover 3 means. I know what cover 4 means. You tell me that, and I'll figure it out from there." Go out, make plays. I got videos of them still on my phone because I was also the only asshole in the scrimmage who didn't have full pads on. I just wore uppers.
Nice.
I lied and said that I had quad and knee pads on. I just wore shorts.
That's great. But you put yourself out there, and it led to an opportunity that wouldn't have been there if you didn't.
Exactly. One of my favorite quotes comes from Jordan Shallow, and it's just say yes. Just say yes and figure it out later. You never know what's waiting for you on the other side of that no. You know what's waiting for you on the other side of that no is nothing.
Yes.
What you don't know is what's waiting for you on the other side of it. Yes. You don't know what rooms it could put you in. You don't know where you could end up if you just say yes and say, fuck it, take a chance. Shit, I'm a bikini posing coach now. Because a girl asked me if I coached bikini posing, and I said, yeah. And guess what? I then watched a couple YouTube videos to see what I didn't know, figured out the walk, practiced it for about 20 minutes, and then I said, all right, I think I can do this. And since that point, her posing has gotten significantly better because I just said yes and then was willing to learn what I didn't know.
Yeah. And you've already got that background of knowing how to pose, which your posing is exceptional, by the way. Knowing how to pose, I'm sure a lot of that is just you have that gift, but it's a skill you've worked on. So you can transfer a bit of that over into the other divisions and help other people learn how to find their flow with their posing.
Yeah, realistically, when it comes to posing, like what I've found more than anything, um, there's the inherent, if you know how to dance, you know how to pose
Mm.
because you're just aware of where your body is in space.
Yep.
The second thing is like being able to understand or disassociate. So if you can disassociate your upper body from your lower body, which is huge in football,
Yep.
right? If you think about, you ever heard about like the lineman walk? They walk right foot, right hand, left foot, left
Yeah.
hand, right? And we used to kind of practice that in my dorm room all the time. Um, because if you could turn around and you could swipe with your right hand as you're kicking your right hip around to bend the edge on a offensive tackle, you're going to get into the
Yeah.
backfield. So I had to learn how to disassociate and reassociate. And because of that, I could turn around, hold the vacuum, tilt my hips one way, and turn around and hit a pose completely looking the opposite direction.
Mm.
And as soon as you can figure that part out, posing's pretty simple.
Mm.
Takes some it takes some time and awareness to learn where your body is in space. But once you do, you should never lose it. It's like riding a bike.
Exactly.
So there was time, and like everyone always talks about posing practice, right? I'm a terrible, the biggest fucking hypocrite in the world with this now. But that's because I have a posing room. So
Mm.
I pose every day because I have the posing room and because I'm here every day. But back last year, when I was at Ultimate, we had a posing room, I did not pose until prep.
Yeah.
And I didn't pose in prep until I was 10 weeks out.
Mm.
And I started, and what my dumbass said was I was going to start with 3 rounds no matter what. So I'd be winded by the end of round 2, and then I'd half-ass the last round of posing. And
Yeah.
sooner or later, 3 rounds turned into 6 rounds, and I was just ripping through 6 rounds post-workout every day. And then I didn't pose anymore. So I think, yes, you do need to practice while you're learning, but after that, you just need to be in shape. You just need to be conditioned. Once you're conditioned and posing, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. What made you take the leap to transfer from Ultimate to Pivot? What was that process like?
The short answer of it was my lease is up.
Ah.
The longer answer was shit. I know the date. Uh, so February 2nd of 2023. Uh, it was the coldest day of the winter. It was 9 degrees outside. We had a pipe burst in Ultimate.
Oof.
When the pipe burst, I had to turn around and I had to close the gym for a month and a half because there was a lot of things going on with the town.
Oh my God.
There was a lot of things that kind of just got swept under the rug because of COVID. Things I didn't accomplish or do beforehand before opening because gyms kind of just open.
Yeah.
Cuomo gave everyone 7 days to figure it out. So when that happened, the floodgates kind of opened. I was like, oh, cool. So I can't collect memberships for this month. I still have to make my rent. All right, all of my clients, hey, listen, I'm going to discount your personal training if you want to do more sessions this week.
Okay.
Next thing I know, I'm working 35 hours a week of just personal training.
That's rough.
And I'm at the times trying to build out, like the gym is not open, but I'm illegally running this place at this point.
Mm.
I'm there, there's no lights on, there's no water. And I'm just trying to make things work. Thankfully, this happened because during this time is when I really dove into learning as much as I could. Because any hour that I didn't have, well, I'm sitting here in an empty gym with no one around. Might as well try and learn something.
Mm.
So I just started like diving into like different classes and courses and things like that. So thankful that happened. But I just kept saying to myself and to some of my friends who were kind of clients who I was letting train, it's like, man, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I can't be running the gym and doing 35 hours of personal training and doing this and doing that. Like, I got to pivot, man. I got to figure out a way to pivot my brand. Like, and I just kept saying those words. And then at some point, March 2nd, 2023, I literally wrote down in my notes, pivot gym. No other context, just wrote it in my notes. About 2 months later, I see some girl who I coach is reading a book. And I'm like, oh shit, that's a great quote. What book is that? And this was the book.
Nice.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, cool. I just turned around and I kept saying, I got to pivot. This book is called The Pivot Year. I wrote in my notes, The Pivot Gym. All signs are leading towards one thing. What are you going to do with this? And I just kind of turned around and it was like, all right, cool. What does Pivot Gym? In my head, I was like, what does Pivot Gym look like? Pivot Gym has high ceilings, all black, very minimal mirrors, very minimal sound system, crazy lighting, and it's just an environment to go in and absolutely rip shit. That's pretty much what it is.
That's
If you
awesome.
look, like, you can't tell, but behind the laptop, this wall is half up.
Oh, okay.
There's sheetrock on the wall. There's sheetrock on the other side of the wall, so I can't see out, but this wall is still open. And I use the nails that are in the beams as hooks.
Oh,
Uh, and I do it because, listen, this place doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to
yeah,
be for us.
exactly.
It needs to be, this room specifically needs to be realistically a kitchen so I
Mm,
could eat all my meals.
I've thought
I
about
don't know
doing
if
that
Joe's
too.
got you on 7 meals too,
Yeah,
but like, shit, I eat 6 of them here. Um,
yeah. Five of mine are there. One I eat, then I head to the gym, and then my last one is here. Yeah.
yeah, so 6 of mine are here. My first meal all the way through meal 6 is here. Then my last meal at night I eat at home.
Yeah, I've got a big
But it's like this
fridge.
place.
My parents, sorry to cut you off. My parents got us a fridge for Christmas because our old one was just literally about to explode, I guess, or something. So we then got that fridge fixed and put it at my gym. So now I've got a fridge and a freezer like full size. So
Solid.
I could probably store a week's worth of meals in there if I needed to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest blessing in the world.
Yeah.
Until Joe, I wasn't doing cooked food or like cooked meats.
Yep.
So I would air fry everything at the gym.
I've thought about getting an air
Um,
fryer for the gym. That'd be sick.
Listen, if you're gonna do it, get the Ninja Dual one.
Yep.
Smells like it doesn't smell.
Yep.
I can cook in this room, which this room is, I know exactly how long it is. It's 12 and a half by 6 or 7 feet um, on the outside of the wall, but it's like 6 feet because I can't lie down in here. Um, but it doesn't, I could cook steak and it's not going to smell in here.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn big. Because, like, otherwise, this entire gym might smell. Shit, I could smoke bud in here and no one would know.
In contest prep, it
I don't.
might be an issue if you're having the place smell like tilapia. You know.
Yeah, see, I did that at the old spot. Just didn't care.
Not gonna
But that
lie.
was because I was so thoroughly convinced I was winning the overall that I told everyone, I was like, listen, you don't have to deal with this for long, but I'm winning this motherfucker, so deal with it now.
Yeah, I did it. I
So,
did it in my place too with the microwave. It was just like, look, guys, it is what it is. You're just gonna have to deal with it for a couple months.
yeah. And honestly, tilapia is not bad if you don't microwave it. If
No,
you air fry it fresh, it's fine.
yeah. I
So,
honestly just the air fryer just for taste alone. I need to get it at the gym, and I have that exact Ninja air fryer at my house. All I need to do is get a new one and take this old one to the gym. Be set.
bro, Facebook Marketplace, $50, you'll find one. I promise.
Facebook Marketplace is just always the answer for almost anything in life. Straight up.
I swear to God, you can find just about anything you need on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
looking at cars on Facebook Marketplace now.
I don't know what they did to beat out the market on Craigslist and eBay, but they're fucking gone. It's just all Facebook Marketplace now.
You know what it was? eBay and Craigslist were both difficult and sketchy.
Yep.
When you go on Facebook Marketplace, you see that person's profile, you can see their family, you can see all that stuff. It just creates a way more trusting environment.
I never
So
thought about
that's
that.
why I think of it. That's why I think Facebook Marketplace did better. Because, like, how many times have you heard of people turn around and it's like, hey, can you come with me? I gotta go pick something up from Craigslist. I want to have someone with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I live very close to Gilgo Beach, which is like the Gilgo Beach murderers,
Mm.
who was finding hookers on Craigslist.
Oh man, it's
So
rough.
it's like, so it's like when you start sitting there and you think about it, like, yeah, man, Craigslist is kind of sketchy.
Yeah, and on eBay
So
you'd always get scammed.
yeah, I got scammed plenty of times on the eBay, but like Facebook Marketplace, hey, listen, um, during prep, stupid prep buy, right? I tried to buy fake Yeezys off of somebody. I wasn't home. My mom was home. Told her it was $50. I told her where to get $50 from. Hey, listen, can you pay for these? I'm on FaceTime with her. I go, hey, size 12, right? She goes, yeah. My mom goes, are they real? The girl gets nervous. And I go, no, they're not real. They're $50, right? On Facebook or on
Yeah.
FaceTime. I get home. I try the shoes on. They're not a size 12.
Damn.
I message the girl and I go, listen, I'm not trying to be like this, but these aren't a size 12. Like, are you going to take these back and give me my money back? Or do you want me to try and resell them? Like, what's the plan here? And she was like, oh, I'll come pick them up because otherwise I could have slandered her.
Yeah.
So she almost had to. And it's like, it gives people a little integrity
Mm.
to a degree. You do something bad, like people don't know. So
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. All right.
that's
Well,
how I look at it with Facebook.
yeah. So moving into Pivot, I'm sure you've talked a bunch about setting it up and stuff on the One More Rep podcast, and I'm sure a good bit on your own podcast with Colin as well. Is there anything that's like super fresh that's popped up with the gym lately that you've not talked about yet, or is
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I got a brand new leg, or it is also a leg press, brand new squat rack.
ah
It's the Bolt Athena series, Apex, uh, fuck, Bolt Apex Beast series functional rack.
okay?
That sounds right. Squat rack, it's a Smith machine. It's a lat pull down. It's a seated row. It's an
Wow.
adjustable table. It's a leg press. It's a pull up bar. It's a dip station. It's a landmine.
Damn.
So, oh, and both stacks for the lat pull down and the seated row are the same stacks you use as a functional trainer. 300 pounds,
Jeez.
1-to-1 ratio. So it's like, tell me that you're going to out progress this machine. It's not going
Yeah.
to happen.
That's crazy.
The problem is I got to put it together, and I had to break up all the snow out here.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, my upper back's been smoked for the last like 6 days.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have trained back when I did to try and be able to put this thing together, but I can't hold it and put it together at the same time
Mm.
without my upper back just being in flames. So I'm waiting. Uh, I'm waiting to put it together. It'll probably get put together tomorrow. But that's easily the most exciting thing because after that, technically the gym is complete.
Mm.
Um, from like the outside looking in, there's nothing else coming in as of right now, except for Medic's chest fly that's next door that the
Wow.
landlord has. Um, but I gotta find space for it. I gotta get rid of one of my Smith machines for it. So,
Yeah. That's the
but
tough
like
part, man.
that's
Is trying to get new
yeah,
stuff, and then you got to get rid of something old, and that pisses somebody off, and you don't want to get rid of it because it's a good piece, but you got to put in this piece, and it's a whole conundrum.
and I think the best part about that whole thing is like because this place is so new, because there's not that many people here,
Yeah.
and because again, I don't really love toot my own horn here, but like because I'm able to lead from the front, because I'm
Yep.
normally, unless Malik Nasir wants to come in, I'm the biggest person in here. Normally, if I make a decision, people don't care. They're
Yep.
just like, all right, this is what's best for the gym. There's no like, oh, but why would he do that? It's like they're already kind of like, all right, we understand what his game is here.
Mm.
So
That's awesome. All
yeah,
right. Well,
it's a beautiful thing.
if you got time, I got a couple questions for us. We got a
Let's
bunch of
rip
different
it.
topics. All right. Let's see here. First one.
How many are about weed and nutrition?
What was that?
I always get the question, yo, how do you smoke so much and not get the munchies? It's
I
always a question when I'm on other people's podcasts.
Yeah, I will say this. I have very limited experience with marijuana, but the little I do, I used to use in past to help me sleep, which honestly, man, I'm considering getting back into it because my fucking sleep has been horrific this week. My sleep apnea is fucking atrocious right now. I don't know if have you dealt with much sleep apnea or no?
I definitely have it, but honestly, I've thought for the longest time, and Joe's all pissed off at me about this one too. Um, but I thought for the longest time, honestly, I was just allergic to Delilah. Actually, I'm just allergic to weed.
Really?
Yeah, so like I'll smoke and then my face will just puff up. And if you ever look at some of my Instagram videos, you could tell when I'm high versus when I'm sober because my face looks completely different.
Ah, okay. Because I am allergic to both of my dogs too, so I was relating a little bit when you guys were talking about that. So yeah, it sucks, but it's worth it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I'm allergic to her, but like I do smoke with her. She sleeps in my room, but I'm
Yeah.
normally high, so it could be both. It could be one or the other. But who knows? I don't care to find out. I like both too much.
Yeah, yeah. It's a worth trade off. I mean, you get a lot out of it from what I've heard you talk about it. But what I was getting at there is, I'm sure probably edibles a bit because that's what I was doing. I was doing edibles, probably a bit different than actually smoking. I've never really had much experience smoking, but man, I could not imagine eating an edible and training legs. I'd fucking die. How do you do it? Oh man,
I currently have one of these, and this if I'm going to do an edible, this is how. Because it's just a pouch. It's just like nobody's going to question
yeah,
what it is. It's like a nicotine pouch. Um, here, because I'm not going to take the one that's out of my mouth, but like
yeah,
what they look like, they're just normal. They're not very strong. They don't really do much, but like they're enough to kind of just take you over the edge. And I'm selective with exactly like my routine for training. Part of it is the smoking.
yeah,
So it's not a matter of like me sitting there and being like, oh, I'm just going to go outside and smoke and then I'm going to train like an hour later. It's like, no, that is my warm up.
mm,
If we're being completely honest, like I don't do a real warm up. I just go outside, I smoke, I come in, and then I start training.
mm,
That is like the switch because to me, what it does is I'm working the gym 12 hours a day
yeah,
from 11 to 1. That's my time.
yep,
At, at 10:45, I'm going to walk outside. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to collect my thoughts. I'm going to walk back in, and I am no longer the gym owner. I am the guy at the gym.
yeah,
Will I stop to help somebody? Yeah, 100%. Will I do other stuff? Yeah, 100%. But like that is my role at that point,
mm,
and I'm just a concerned member after that.
yeah. I've talked with
So
that.
like,
I've talked with Gabe Rocha about that a bit. I believe you two actually you know each other, don't you?
love Gabe.
Yeah,
It's my guy.
he talked to me about physically exiting the gym and entering back in before I start my workout to like kind of establish that headspace. So I totally get what you're saying there. And you had that additional
Yeah,
trigger of the smoking before as well. So
yeah. I walk in, and it's almost like I just got there.
mm,
The only difference, especially recently, because I've been trying to have Delilah here more,
mm,
is like I'll walk back in. If she's with me, I bring her into the office. If she's not, I come in, check on her, make sure she's good, and then start training.
mm,
But it's that trigger, that like disassociation of where you were to where you are now. And then once I'm in it, I'm in it. It doesn't matter. And that's kind of where that whole like, oh, do I have one more when I'm already in this much pain? That's where that kind of comes from, is because like, listen, what is one more rep? When 16 hurts, what is 17? It's just going to hurt a little bit more, but it's
mm,
not like 16 and then I'm done and it's not going to hurt. It's still going to hurt after that. So just fucking finish. Just get to
yep.
the end. So,
Run into that pain, not away from it. Yep.
yeah, exactly.
All right. So first actual question then. Okay, it's a bit of a long one. It is obvious to anyone who has followed your journey that this year you've locked in more than ever before. What are a few of the things that made you realize you needed to do that and treat your process this way?
Wow, that's a good one. The funniest thing is it's the opposite.
Oh, really?
I've never been more locked in than 2 years ago when I was going into Garden States in the university. I was working with Cuba.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, I see what you mean now. Okay.
I had never been more locked in. I didn't miss a single thing.
Mm.
Now I live with less stress in getting the things done. Joe has said it. Joe posted it. There was a conversation of me and him. Um, a stressed bodybuilder is a shit bodybuilder.
Mm.
Thank God, right? Like, thank Jesus Christ that I have decent genetics for this. So I get away with a lot more than I probably should have.
Mm.
I turn around, I moved the gym and barely ate for 2 weeks and lost fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I actually got harder during that.
Yep.
There was times where I was taking pictures and I looked like I was 8 weeks out.
Yeah.
Um, and it was like, thank God I have the genetics to kind of hold the muscle and just stay there. But like I was saying at one point to Colin that like I was like, yo, I feel like I pissed this offseason away. Because the last like 4 weeks I've done nothing but just be a shitty bodybuilder. Um, but I think it goes back to realistically like the my foundation is solid.
Yes.
because of how locked in I was with Cuba, my foundation is solid. I'm gonna eat meal one. I'll tell you that no matter what. I'm gonna most likely eat meal two. I'm gonna train. When I say most likely, I mean in that kind of
Yeah.
situation where I was moving the gym, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna get meal one. I'm probably gonna get meal two in, and three, four, five, six, seven. We're gonna have to see where it falls. Hopefully, I can get them in, but it might not happen.
Yeah.
There were times where like the rice cooker's full. I got chicken in the fridge, and yeah, I'm gonna eat around two. 7 o'clock rolls around. It's like we're going to all you can eat sushi because that's the only way I can fill these calories.
Yeah.
So I wish I could say it was from locking in. I would say it's the training. I would say it's the lack of stress. And I would say realistically, what I learned pretty well this year was that if something is not in your control, you cannot stress about it. You can do
Absolutely.
your best to be perfect, but it does not matter if you're going to turn around and you're going to be perfect today, but you're going to be shit tomorrow. Just try to be at minimum 85% because if you can control what's in your power, everything else will work itself out.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. And so before those 4 weeks though, where you were moving the gym and everything like that, do you feel like that was still kind of the same? Like, or were you super super locked in at that point before, and it's just those last 4 weeks where you had things kind of chaotic?
Again, I would just say my foundation was really solid.
Yeah.
I wasn't really taking cheat meals.
Okay.
If
I
you
think
don't
I
know
think
this
that's
about
what
me,
I think that's what people mean because I remember I would hear you talk about like how Saturday would kind of be a free for all stuff like that. I think that's what they're getting at.
yeah. So like, it's not a free for all anymore. At that point, I was doing 30 pieces of sushi. That was like my limit. Um, but like, I wasn't really doing cheat meals like that. I'm a cheap fuck, and when I knew I had to move the gym, I knew that was going to take a lot of dollars.
Yes.
And going out for sushi for $100 was not worth it. When it's like, hey, shit, I got an extra $100. I could pay this person to help me do this.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. So you're going to eat chicken and rice instead of having fish and rice. At the end of the day, food's always there, right?
Yeah.
And then I fucked it up the last 4 weeks because there was at one point I remember I did all you can eat sushi 4 times in one week because I quite literally didn't eat that entire day, like 3 days in a row. And I was like, I just have to go get food at some point.
Got to do what you got to do at
Um,
that point.
yeah, so like we just made it work. And all you can eat sushi around here is like $35. So it was cheaper doing that than going to like, Subway and 7-Eleven and all this. Like you just go there, spend a full time limit there and make sure there's food in front of you the whole time.
Yeah.
Keep a rough estimate of where you're at calorie wise and just don't be an asshole. And like
Absolutely.
it worked. So I would say that's really what it was. My foundation was really strong. Um, Obviously, it's very weird when you have a check in with your coach and you're on a podcast with your coach,
Yeah.
right? So, like, try to fuck off. Well, I'm going to talk to him on Monday and I have to talk to him on Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, how was your weekend? Ah, shit. I don't want to talk about it. It's like, well, you got to talk about it and you check in anyway, asshole.
Oh
So it's
shit!
really
Did
hard to
that?
fuck off on that.
Oh shit! Did that one arm deadlift? I remember that.
Yeah, like, and like a lot of that stuff, honestly, was just like for film stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, people, if that's kind of like not locking in, I guess that's not locking in. But like,
No.
bro, I'm a Division 1 football player, man. Like, I could still do all that stuff, and I'm very confident in my ability to not get hurt doing that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to take that 455 deadlift that I did with one arm. I'm not going to go and take 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not smart, right? 455 I know is in my wheelhouse for a barbell row.
Yes.
So if I could barbell row that, I'm pretty sure I could pick it up with one hand.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how I thought about it. And I tried it off camera first, right? I just wanted to see if the thing would even move,
Yeah.
and it flew.
Hmm.
And I just finished training legs, which I was in my leg day sweatpants when I took
That's
the
crazy.
video too.
That's wild.
And I was like, I looked at Joe and I go, yo, get this shit on video. And he goes, what are you about to do? And I go, I'm a deadlifter with one hand. And he was like, all right, fine. So that's kind of, luckily, again, he's around. So like, it's
Yeah.
real easy to turn around and be like, yo, take a video of this. So like, shit, I could still do a muscle up. You'll never see a video of it
Oh
because
my
I'm not getting
god.
screamed at for that shit. But like, I set that record at my college of being 250 plus pounds and doing a muscle up.
That's wild, man. I can never
So
even imagine. I could have maybe done a muscle up when I was 110 pounds, but at fucking 250, 260 now, there's no way I could do that shit. That's real strength.
that that's just all momentum, to be honest with you. Again, just knowing your body in space. Like I know how to use my hips to explode through a block. So yeah, I know how to
Yeah.
use my hips to get on top of a barbell.
Oh, okay.
Um,
All right. Next
so it's
question
like
here.
it's not too hard.
Next question here. Kind of a similar vein. What was the biggest contributor to both of your growth this past off season? So I guess you could start with that. What do you think was the main reason that you grew so much this off season compared to others?
GH.
Similar answer for me. This was actually my first
Yeah.
off season using. I think I had dabbled. I'd done like 2 IU here and there before, but then I just tossed it because I couldn't afford it. And then started at 6 back in the rebound in May, worked up to 8, and then Joe slowly worked me up to 10. And yeah, the shit is. I don't want to say it's magical, but it's definitely a game changer.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to say GH and I'm going to say Retta.
Dude, yeah, same actually.
Because Retta saved me. I don't know. You definitely didn't know. Maybe you followed me because of the podcast still. But when I was still working with Gino,
Yeah,
post show, I was 250 August 3rd.
that's crazy.
I was on stage at 198 July 4th,
Damn,
July 5th. Um, and
that's right. I
yeah,
remember
I
that. I remember that
rebounded.
now. Yeah, that's wild. Damn.
I rebounded and like I didn't look bad. Nobody would turn around and tell you that I didn't look good. Um, but the people who knew what was going on behind the scenes, Colin, Austin, Joe, knew that I had pitting edema.
Yeah,
I could like barely walk because my legs would be so inflamed. I like couldn't really train legs because I was just in so much pain. Um, but again, I looked good. I looked good in sweatpants. If I took my pants off, you would turn around and see that I had no lines in my legs 2 weeks post show.
because your upper body was still
Uh,
like just diced, but then your lower body was where you were holding all of the water, right?
yeah, and I just specifically didn't post that. I just didn't show anybody that because I knew what it looked like. People who were close to me knew what I looked like. And the worst part was my coach knew what it looked like and told me to stop wearing tight socks.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So, swear to God, swear to God, I have the text. I'll show you the text
Oh,
after
that's
this.
that's wild because funny side tangent. I've actually noticed like compression socks. I've started wearing them. Love them. Great. I can actually
Yeah,
feel
I
my calves now when I do calves.
I had to wear them um after, and like again, thankfully for Joe, and like I remember exactly how this kind of went down when I left Dino and went to Joe. Was I sent Joe a diet plan that I had for myself that I thought would work to fix my insulin sensitivity. I was waking up with a 120
Ooh,
and like postprandial like 135.
yeah,
Right? Like, and I would text Joe or I would like turn around. I knew that was a bad situation. I didn't know what exactly I was going to have to do to like fix that. So I had this idea of really low rest days,
yep,
really low carb,
I did that.
moderate, a moderate like training day, and a stupid high day.
Yep,
Like it was like 7,000 calories or something like that, and it was
crazy.
just like shrimp and rice, fish and rice, whey and cream of rice. That was it.
Yeah,
Very similar to kind of what I do now. And like Joe was like, "Yo, that's actually a really good idea." Dino was like, "That's not going to work. You're not going to grow as well." And I was like, "Well, I'm in fucking pain, brother."
yeah,
It's like I can't train legs, and that's the thing we have to bring up the most. So pretty much after him telling me no, and then him telling me he was going to change my plan, and him never changing my plan, telling me he was going to send me all the health supplements we want to take, never sending me that, I pretty much just like got fed up and just had to leave. There
yeah.
was no way I could stay at that point. So the thing that I think contributed to the most amount of growth this year, I would say, is GH and Reddit, because Reddit turned around and made me insulin sensitive again while changing the diet up. And the GH, yeah, I think I showed the podcast, the One More Rep podcast, the difference of my back in 1 month of GH, and I was on 3 units.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to say I'm some super responder to it, but fuck, I definitely respond pretty well to it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that like that definitely completely changed my physique. So this was the first year I did like high growth hormone, and I let it ride. I didn't turn around and like try and pull it back or try and change anything. I've been on the same amount of growth since the literally the day after the show, all the way to now.
Oh, nice. So she didn't take it up past 3 or 4?
No, 10. I'm on 10.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I thought you were doing like 10 or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Ten
Yeah,
is
I've
ten
been
is a
on
good
10
amount.
since I've been on 10 since like July 7th, July 8th, something along those lines.
I think that is, or no, because I started working with Joe in August, so probably like September or some shit for me. I don't know, but yeah, 10 is perfect for me. I feel like if I were to go to 12, I'd start getting some very bad carpal tunnel or some shit like that. That'd be bad.
Yeah, I think that like Joe mentioned it too. The heavier you get,
Yeah,
the more the IUs will affect you. When I'm closer to 260, I wake up, my hands are numb. When
yeah.
I'm lower, closer to 250, I'm fine on the same dose. As I've swung between those 10 pounds this entire fucking off season. So
Dude,
I could tell you exactly when I'm too heavy and when I'm too light. And I could tell you how much I'm going to weigh based off how my hands feel in the morning.
that is, I've never thought about that until you said that, but looking back, same thing for me. My hands, the closer, so right now, I think I was 249 this morning. My hands this morning were just like swelled the fuck up, and I was like, you know what? I might be 250 if I step on this damn scale. And
Mhm.
damn enough, 245 or 249 rather.
Like right now, today was a high day. My hands right now, I can still move them really easily. So I know I'm not waking up at 260.
Yeah,
And I still got like a couple meals, I think 2 meals left to eat. But I'm not waking up at 250 tomorrow. I could just tell. I could feel it in my body right now that it's just not going to happen.
yeah.
Unless, I decided to go off the fucking rails tonight, which prep starts next week. We're not doing that shit.
There you
I'm
go.
not doing that again. So,
Yeah. That's definitely a good idea not to throw on an extra 20 pounds of body fat before prep starts, right?
yeah, it's just not worth it. I'm eating plenty of food today.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably take. I got prep starting here in I think 9 weeks or something. I'll probably take one good cheat meal with the family, and then it's showtime.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's easier, I don't want to say to lock in, but like it is way easier to start a prep if you are not eating cheat meals every week.
Yes.
I will say that. If you are eating cheat meals every week, not making them like the brownie and the cake, but
Yeah.
making them like sushi or a steak and potatoes.
Yep.
Because like, hey, listen, during prep, you're probably not going to get a steak,
Hmm.
especially working with like some of the newer age
Oh
coaches.
yeah.
I don't want to keep bringing Joe up, but like working with the newer age coaches, red meat's getting pulled pretty fucking early.
Yeah.
I pull it for my clients when we're dieting. The whole idea is like, hey, I want to keep the fats as lean as possible, and if I want to put fats in, I want you to enjoy the fuck out of them. So we're going peanut butter
Hmm.
or almond butter or something of the sort.
That's nice.
Um, it's just like I found that most of my clients would rather have that than have a steak.
Yeah.
Personally, I would rather have a steak. But I also don't trust that like if I go out to a restaurant, they're not going to cook it with oil and butter, even though I told them
Oh yeah.
not to. Personally, I'm super sensitive to oil and butter. My stomach will
Hmm.
I'll just get the runs almost immediately.
I
So it's like,
can't.
hey, listen, do I want to play that game and have the runs, or would I rather turn around and just say, you know what, fuck this whole cheat meal thing and like just let's ride prep because my stomach's gonna feel better, my blood work's gonna look better, and I'm gonna just be a better human being afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
can't. I can't do any type of lactose. I'm in the same kind of category there. Even Greek yogurt will fuck me up. I don't know if you've had that experience.
I have not. Thankfully, I have not because I do love
Have
like
you ever
shit.
you ever eaten a whole tub of that shit?
Yeah, that was my birthday cheat meal.
Okay. Well, yeah, I would do a tub every night for like, God, probably a year. My last off season, I did that shit, and I paid
Oh,
for it,
gee.
but I loved it too much to
See,
stop
that's
it.
it's just such a high volume of food. Like I
Yeah.
understand, but yeah, during for my birthday, we were just coming out of the cruise where I would say I was like 6 weeks out. Like I was like 238 and I was really lean. And it was my birthday. Joe was like, "You going out for a cheat meal?" And I go, "I don't know. Am I allowed to?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." So he told me we went and got sushi. I had 15 to 20 pieces tops because I was still so nervous. I didn't want to wake up heavier. And
Nice.
then I told him, I was like, oh, and I'll have a slice of cake or whatever. And he goes, all right, cool. I ordered the fried cheesecake. That shit tasted like cardboard. So I threw it
Ah,
out. I went home. I had a Greek yogurt thing. I looked up how much a slice of fried cheesecake was, how much Greek yogurt there was, and the calories were damn near the same.
game the system.
And all right, game on. Add some whey protein to this. Mix this bitch up. Call it a day.
Nice.
And I ate that for the next 45 minutes
Yeah, well,
because I made it frozen too.
that would be better on your stomach than a piece of cheesecake. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. I shouldn't be eating cheesecake anyway, but
Dude,
it's a guilty pleasure.
number one favorite dessert cheesecake by far.
I'll give you a little something. Activated charcoal before you have it.
I've never done that, but I've heard of people doing that after they're going to do something like that. So you'd want to do it before.
I like the idea of doing it before because it's going to digest or start to be absorbed as the cheesecake's coming in. So
Okay.
you're just more likely to have that kind of. How I look at it is like it's a condom, right? The
Stomach
the
condom.
charcoal is the condom. The cheesecake's coming into the condom. It's just going to turn around, ball it up, shit it out.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, my yeah. Okay, that's great. All right, going off, but to last topic on that Retta. Retta has been a game changer for me too, because I'm someone who immensely food focused. I think you're in that same boat with me in the past. You've been super food focused as well, like around the cheat meals, the cheat days. I would let it rip on a cheat day too. 10,000, 15,000 calories, easy. All you can eat sushi. Here in North Carolina, it's not nearly as good as the quality you got probably, but shit, I can go get all you can eat sushi for $15.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
It's
You know what's
dangerous.
funny? You know what's funny about Retta to me? Retta gave me hunger signaling.
Really?
I always say this that like I just have really poor hunger signaling. I
Hmm.
couldn't tell you if I was full. I couldn't tell you if I was hungry. It didn't signal right. So that's why I was able to eat like 120 pieces of sushi because I just never be full. And
Oh.
it's like, hey, it's all you can eat. I don't have to pay for every individual piece. I'm just going to eat everything that's on the plate. Um, and I would like fast for most of the day because I wouldn't be
Yeah.
hungry going into it. So it was like, all right, cool. I'm just not going to eat any calories today, and my rest day has 4,200 calories. So I'm going to eat that all you can eat sushi. I might have a protein bar to hold me over on my way there.
Yeah, man.
Um, but that's kind of where it would go. I never really had food focus. It was more so just I didn't have hunger signaling, so it
Hmm.
made it like an unfair advantage. Retta, all of a sudden, like I remember the first couple of weeks of taking Retta, I was sitting there, I was like, why the fuck am I hungry?
Interesting.
I was like, why is my stomach growling? Like I'm actually want to eat right now.
Hmm.
And even now to like to this day, I sit there and like my stomach's like, you ready to eat? Like I clock watch more now than I ever did in the past.
Hmm. So then for
So
you, it's really just more the insulin sensitivity is the benefit.
the insulin sensitivity has been gigantic for me.
Yes, it's
Um,
huge.
and like I could even tell by how much swelling I'll have in my ankles. Like
Dude,
there was
it's
a
yeah, it's amazing anti-inflammatory. Amazing.
so I think that the Retta for me more so did that. And you know what's really I can't believe I'm even saying this. It's nice to have hunger signaling. It's
Yeah,
nice to feel hungry. It's nice to feel full. Because when you're sitting there and you feel full, realistically in a growing phase, I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, those calories are going to have to be used by the time that I'm hungry again. That means that shit got processed.
yeah.
So like I like binary things, right?
Mhm.
You go to failure, you don't go to failure.
Yep.
You ate the food, you didn't eat the food. If I eat the food and I'm not hungry, well, that means that it's not time to eat again. But
Yeah.
if I'm hungry, it's time to eat again. And again, like my hunger just kind of got accelerated from that.
Huh.
So
It's interesting. It just goes to show you how individually like different everyone responds to these peptides. It's insane.
yeah, I during prep I want to try trizepatide instead to see if I do get the hunger blunting.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it's really worth it to change what's already working. And like
Exactly.
I am by far the leanest I've ever started a prep, bar none. I posted that picture of like the side by side, or
Yeah.
Joe posted it actually, of like the front double last year 256 versus the front double this year 253.
Hmm.
It looks like I'm 20 pounds lighter on the newer picture, but the same size.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm
Remarkable.
not fucking with anything from here. Everything stays the same from this point forward.
Yeah, yeah. If
So
it's not broke, don't fix it.
no, and like the best part about that picture was I was on full cycle on the before, and I've been on
Oh,
cruise for like 5 weeks in this one.
I don't know if you mentioned that. Okay.
No, because I wasn't going to post it.
Hmm.
I just posted the quarter turn because I was happy with how my abs still looked in the quarter turn. He
Yeah,
posted the front double, and I didn't make any mention about being on cruise, being on cycle.
that's
So I was
that.
on
Yeah,
I was on like damn near 2 grand a year.
that's very impressive with that contrast as well. Then okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so
Next question. Since you both work with Joe, what are some of the biggest adjustments he's made to your programs, respectively? Food, training, supplements, etc. Like, what were some of the key things he went in and changed for you? For me, just to lead it off, completely 180 my training. My training was just like uh, I guess you would just call it like branch warren training. It was just stupid. It was intense, but the form was fucking pitiful. Like I had worked with a coach for 4 years before that, and he'd only asked for training videos twice, and both times it was quarter reps on the fucking leg press. So somehow that was okay, right? But then
yeah.
Joe goes over my training, and it's like, all right, this needs to change. This needs to change. We're gonna do this. We're gonna just go completely wipe all this out, start a new program, and learn how to train accurately. That was the biggest thing for me by far.
So I'm not going to say training, because even though Joe tells me what to do with training, there's shit I said on the podcast last
Yeah,
night. I was like, oh yeah, I keep my side lateral raises under 4 sets. And he was like, I know you don't count your sets. It's like, yeah, I don't. Um, so I'm not gonna say training, but he did fix my leg training. I will say that. Not just trying to go ballistically heavy and actually feeling the muscle while I train. I will say he definitely 100% to credit with that. He's even said, I don't give a fuck about what you do for back.
yep.
Um, that shit just grows. It just does. But I will say the implementing very, very low fats on my high carb days. Um, because we're all under the dogmatic approach, right? Of like, oh, high carbs. Carbs are protein sparing, so do low protein.
Yeah,
But no one ever really talks about fats in that context.
absolutely.
Sorry, if you want to load a bunch of carbs, yeah, you could also drop your protein a little bit, but you need to drop your fat so that that shit flies through.
Yes.
And like, hey, is rice your carb? Because if it's not your carb, then oh fuck, high carb days are gonna be rough.
Very.
You better find something that works for you. Um, and like I, that's really where I got it was like the high carb days. I would sit there and I would be hungry all day, eating damn near 6,000 calories.
Yeah. He's got a similar approach with my diet, very low fat. I think my carbs, like just a regular training day diet for me right now, is like 7,000 calories, 1,000 carbs. I think my fats are
Jesus fucking
like
Christ.
yeah, yeah. I can eat, dog. Like 65 fats, I think, and it's just from some peanut butter at the end of the day, 93.7 beef and chicken. That's it.
Yeah, like that's and you don't really need more than that. And
No.
I found even with my guys, I don't do this with all of my natural people, but like with my enhanced guys, I'll drop your fat to damn near fucking nothing.
Yep.
And I'll see how you react. And all of a sudden you're leaner, you're fuller, you're bigger. Hey, that's what the fuck we're looking for, isn't it?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, maybe an off-season look doesn't matter, but fuck, if your off-season look is consistently better, your in-season look is going to be significantly better.
Yes. I will say some guys do need just a little bit of fat. Like I'd say around the amount I'm on, like 65, 75, something like that. Because before I got with Joe and I was basically doing my own thing in the rebound, shit, my fats are probably 20, 15 or lower. Like whatever the lowest you could have. No added fats, all lean meats. That's what I was doing. And I felt like shit.
So, like, how much protein? Like, that's the thing is, the trace fats in protein, right? Seven
Yeah.
ounces of chicken is going to have like 3.5 grams of fat. If you're
Yeah.
eating 6 meals of 7 ounces of protein or 7 ounces of chicken, that is going to add up at some point. You're
Yeah.
probably going to be right around 30 grams there.
Yep.
Now, if you use anything else fat wise, you're going to be around 40. Um, and there's going to be trace in like your cream of rice, your whey protein, things of
Oh yeah.
that nature. So like you might hit 50 on accident.
Yep.
it's strategic to turn around and be less than 30.
Yeah. Like you got to be putting in whitefish. You got to go out of your way for it. Yeah.
Shrimp, scallops, like mainly things from the sea,
Yeah.
egg whites. Like so being low fat is one thing. Being strategically extremely low fat for 1 or 2 days of a week,
Yep.
that is where I think the magic came in. And I hope that I'm not just spilling his beans coaching wise, but like that's where the magic really lies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then also, like you guys have talked about before, intelligent use of certain things on those days, like insulin, like Anadrol, other orals, things like that. Huge. It can really take that day and just, I don't want to say make the body part you're training grow more that day, but I think it can. Who knows how much, but
I
it definitely helps.
listen, I firmly believe that you will muscle to grow first.
Yes.
That shit starts between the ears. Um, since I've been on cruise, I've hit a PR on every single lift, every
Nice.
single time that I've come in the gym. Like big PRs, like jump a 50-pound jump and gaining a rep.
Wow.
Like, and I remember I was posting them at one point and I was like, yo, this shit's actually starting to get annoying at how often I'm hitting PRs. I kept saying to the Joe who spotted me, all of my boys are Joe. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Right. So
I've got like eight of them.
LFH Joe. Yeah, like I have different nicknames for him. So like LFH Joe, I was like, bro, another unicorn today. He's like, how much? It's like extra 50 pounds or extra 25 on each side, and then we got one more. He's like, how the fuck? I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Um, and then I actually watched some with Chris Tuttle today, and it might be a sleep thing. I might
Yep.
just be sleeping better.
I was just about to
Um,
say that. I always, my first couple weeks, like 3 or so, maybe 4 weeks in the cruise, I feel fucking phenomenal. Like you're saying, PRs all over the place. Sleep is perfect. A little bit of that inflammation and bloat coming off just from the, I guess that would be what your RAS, your renin, angiotensive, whatever system kind of flushing out a bit. I have a great time in the gym on cruise.
yeah, and I love it. And, you know, it's something that's to me. I think you can will muscle onto your frame,
100%.
right? If you're willing to train ballistically hard, that will muscle onto your frame. If you tell yourself, I'm not going to lose today, you will put muscle on your frame. If you turn around and you just say, like, hey, listen, today's a high carb day, it's a leg day, I got to go in there and I got to fucking kill it because I'm going to put a fucking pound of muscle on my legs today. Well, you're not putting a pound of muscle on, but you're definitely causing growth because you're already gearing it towards that.
Yes.
Your body follows where your mind goes, so you are willing yourself into that position no matter what. And I
100%.
firmly believe that. I'm not with that whole woo-woo shit, right? Like manifesting and
Yeah.
putting things into the universe and it coming back. But I am very big. I believe in manifesting in the fact that I'm going to say it and I'm going to go and put in the work to finish it
Yep.
because I'm not going to look like a fool out here saying that I'm going to do something and not do it.
Hmm.
So
And then doing all these different things on that priority day is, even if you're not thinking about it subconsciously, there are switches being flipped like, oh, I'm doing this because this day is important. It's just all these
yeah,
different things making this day even more important in your mind.
and it's a break in routine. If you
Yes.
don't take insulin pre-workout or insulin with meal one on a normal day-to-day basis, and now you have to on a high carb day, it's like, wait a second, why am I doing this again?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I got it. So like that breaking routine is like almost like just walking outside, smoking, coming back in. It's a mental rewiring of like, why the fuck are you here?
Exactly. That's
As
that's
my t-shirt says, like, what's your why? Like, you're gonna find a why if you're injecting something foreign into your body.
exactly. Stuff like that is so
So
powerful. People don't understand how much those seemingly small things can play a big impact on their day to day, week to week, month to month.
yeah, 100%. Shit, a top set song could be
Yeah,
that.
exactly. All right, I think one last question here. I don't want to take too much more of your time here. I think we're going on about an hour and a half here, so I appreciate it. See,
Yeah, we can
when
talk all
the
day, baby.
yeah when starting a push phase, do you prefer to go all out the gate swinging, peak doses, or do you prefer to slowly titrate up and then increase when progress stalls?
This sounds like a podcast question or one more rep podcast. How long is the off season?
Yeah, yeah. Let's
Because
say let's say it's a 20-week off season either way.
20-week off season, you're starting and you're not in the health phase, are you at you're at a pretty lean point.
Yep.
I'm going to say you could titrate up over the first 4 weeks. Um, if that off season less than 16 weeks, just full speed.
Hmm.
And my whole reason behind it is that like it's going to take. Most people are not using short esters nowadays, right? Like no
Exactly.
one's using mass probe, no one's using test probe. So it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks for something to hit peak concentration in the bloodstream. If you're going to turn around and titrate from 400 milligrams of test to 800 milligrams of test over 4 weeks in a 16-week bulk or a 16-week push phase, basically you're probably not hitting true peak dosage of that 800 milligrams until week 7, week 8.
Hmm.
Kind of just wasted half of your time, whereas you
Exactly.
could have hit that peak dosage right around. And this is why I've said it a couple times on the other podcast too, that I'm a fan of a mix
Yes.
of like a mass E and a mass P, or a test E and a test P, or a
Hmm.
DECA and an MPP, because yes, I'm not going to hit peak concentration right away, but I'm going to be a lot closer to hitting it. And then I'll just turn around. I'll go from that 50-50 split to a 60-40 to a 70-30 to a fucking hundo.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I'm tapering out the shorter esters
Hmm.
for a for a longer ester as the concentration's building, so that it's just going to stay level from there.
That's smart. I'd like to do
So
it in the
it,
past would be, let's say we got 3 compounds. I'm going to go out the gate swinging with those compounds, but I'm going to kind of layer the esters. I've never done that 50-50 split like you mentioned, but that's really intelligent. I would probably do something like that going forward. But let's say I have an NPP, EQ, and a test sip. So NPP is going to kick in pretty quick. Then it's going to be test sip. Then it's going to be the EQ. Finally, kind of. So that's kind of almost like a natural taper, right? I'm starting them all at their peak doses, but it naturally tapers up. So it's kind of both. If that makes sense.
yeah. See, with me personally, I don't get a ton of sides, but I do get prolactin issues. So
Okay.
if I did that, I would probably have an instant gyno start to form,
Uh,
just from the MPP. So that's why I like the mix, because I can get the mix of the test probe to kind of bring up the estrogen, keep the progesterone or the prolactin in check while the MPP and the DECA are going out.
yeah.
And I'm more likely, like when it comes to MPP and DECA, if I'm doing that mix, it's more likely to be a 40-60 MPP to DECA.
Okay.
Um, and then like mass P to mass E, it's more than likely going to be a like 40-60 the other way, or
Yeah.
yeah, 60-40 the other way, because mass E is going to turn around and it's going to be faster.
Yeah.
Like it's just slightly faster. It's like 2 weeks as opposed to 3 with
Yeah.
DECA. So it's like, all right, cool. I could afford to turn around and use a little bit less or use a little bit more of the faster acting stuff and just create this taper faster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think at the end of the day,
that's
there's no wrong or right way to do it. It's just what you prefer.
what do you prefer? What feels best?
Exactly. And, I say that to mention like how I've done things in the past, but how Joe had me do it this time, we started out the gate, I think. This is like all so long ago and all my days kind of blend together. So I may be getting something wrong, but I think we started out the gate with a gamma test and 600 EQ. And then I want to say like 4 to 6 weeks in. So around about the time the EQ would probably be peaking, then we threw in NPP.
Yeah, that's something I would like too. For like a faster acting, because I do like MPP over DECA most of
Yeah.
the time, unless I'm using a lower amount of tests.
Hmm.
And again, just from the prolactin stuff, uh, I would prefer to use a fast acting. If I'm going to layer it in, let's layer it in when it's needed,
Yeah.
as opposed to layering it in late
Hmm.
or layering it in early, and then that's the only thing really in the serum.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay, I see what you mean because that's where you're going to get that prolactin issue because everything else is still building up. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and I guess
so
one argument is maybe like you got anti-estrogens for that, but why do we want to have to put something in and then pull it out and then fuck around?
why are we using one drug to mitigate the effects of another drug?
Exactly,
Just be a little bit smarter with how you take them, and you'll fix all those issues.
100%. All right, well, I think that's all we got time for today. I gotta eat a meal. I'm sure you do here shortly as well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I got beef and rice on the menu for my meal, so this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I have shrimp and rice for the rest of the night here,
Nice.
and then whey.
I'm hoping Joe puts some shrimp on my prep plan because I love shrimp. I've not had shrimp in probably 2 years.
Bro, you eating 7,000 calories? You do not need that type of volume. That's
I'll
what
be
it
real, man.
is.
I'm eating seven. I could easily put down 8, 9 right now. I'm like every hour I could eat, no problem.
I fucking love it. I'm gonna ask you for your meal plan when we're done with this. I want to see it
I'll show it to
because
you.
now that I'm starting prep, I'm like, oh shit, this shit's gonna be in the twos pretty soon at some point.
What was your
So,
peak? What's your peak off season calories?
are we counting the high day or no?
Regular and high day. What separately?
High day was, or shit, they were the same. It was 5,700 right
Oh,
now.
it's just the macros that moved through. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because originally the high day had a bagel in it.
Oh,
Um, and then the bagel got taken out during the cruise, and then it never came back in.
okay.
So that kept those calories down from where they were at 6,000 during the rebound.
Yeah,
And then training day food, just the rice portions just kept getting closer to the high carb day portions
yeah.
without the honey.
Okay.
But there was the sources of meat were like chicken or ground beef. Uh, yeah, it was like two chicken meals and one ground beef meal. So like I was getting extra fats from that
Okay.
versus the shrimp and the egg whites.
Yeah. So the thing
So
with me too, I'm allergic to eggs. I can't do egg whites.
yeah, I don't do egg whites either.
Mm. Oh, okay.
I I I said egg whites because that's what's on the plan, but Joe knows I don't eat the egg whites. I either just do more shrimp or I do whitefish.
Okay. That
I
makes
just
sense.
choose the leanest thing I can because I did one prep. I ate 13 egg whites a day. I can't eat any more egg whites. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's
So
definitely understandable. That's a lot.
yeah, it was 13 egg whites a day, one whole egg. So I had to like make the egg whites first, then put the whole egg on top. So it was over easy. So that I could then have something for the rest of the egg whites.
Oh wow.
And it was so fucking miserable. I hated it. So after that prep, I told, because I was still working with Kuba, I was like, I'm not eating eggs anymore. And then I just told Dino I was allergic to it. Instead of even giving him the ability to put them in, I was like, I'm allergic to eggs. I'm not eating them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am actually allergic. I'll get like I guess it's a gas pain, but it feels like I'm being stabbed in the sternum. It's fucking terrible.
Oh,
I have to throw it up. That's the only way that I can get it out. And I used to get car sick a lot as a kid, so I guess over the years I kind of taught myself not to throw up. So I can't fucking throw up. I can stick my whole hand down my throat. It's not happening. So I don't eat them. And if there's something that's in, and it's another reason too why I don't eat out. If I get dosed with some eggs in my rice, oh man, it's fucking game over for the next 24 to
oh,
48 hours.
even like a fried rice.
Yeah. And now
Oh,
if they're very very light with it, sometimes I can be okay. I just prefer to not even chance it. And the older I get, the
yeah, not
worse it
even take
gets.
the chance.
Yeah, I've noticed
Fuck,
yeah,
man.
the older I get, the worse it gets too, like substantially.
Well, at least you have that answer now, so you know, like, hey, I'm just gonna stay the fuck away from this.
Yeah,
That's a win in itself.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you
Ugh.
guys for sticking around for the whole episode. If you made it to the last 5 minutes, drop us a 5 minute crew comment. Our social medias will be edited here below our faces, and all of Josh's links and my links will be in the description below. Thank you guys for watching.